Beijing. In the run-up to President Trump's national security address on Monday, officials hinted it would set a new tough tone on China. That did not quite happen. In the closely watched speech, Trump called China and Russia rival powers. But the rest of the address did not play out as predicted, with the president offering few new details on his China plans. The softer-than-expected speech capped a year of mixed signals on how the Trump administration plans to handle Beijing, raising more questions about the future of U.S.-China ties. The headline of an editorial published by the China Daily, a Communist Party-controlled newspaper, captured the confusion: "US national security strategy is still a work in progress." Shi Yinhong, a professor of international relations at Renmin University and a leading expert on Chinese diplomacy, was equally perplexed. "What is the strategy after all? It's not clear," he said. Shi, like several other Chinese experts, read Monday's speech as a sign that the White House may adopt a tougher line on China, but he cautioned against taking Trump at his word. Trump sets out national security strategy of principled realism and global competition. China doesn't pay much attention to what Trump says. It mainly pays attention to what Trump does, he said. "We need to wait and see what he will do rather than what he said," echoed Liu Xiang, an expert in Sino-US relations at the Chinese Academy of Social Sciences in Beijing. In Russia, the Kremlin took a sharper line. Speaking with journalists on Tuesday, a Kremlin spokesman criticized the new national security plan for its imperial character and said it incorrectly painted Russia as a threat to the national security of the United States. The clearly imperial character of the document, the clear lack of desire to reject a unipolar world, and a reluctance to accept a multipolar world, said Dmitry Peskov, President Vladimir Putin's personal spokesman, when asked what parts of the speech concerned the Kremlin. "Of course, we cannot agree with the attitude, which defines our country as a threat to the United States' security," he said, in remarks translated by the Interfax news service. The gap between what Trump has said on China and what he has done is the source of much debate here, and Monday's speech did little to change that. As a candidate, Trump regularly lashed out at China, even accusing the country of raping the United States. As president, he has veered between tough talk on North Korea, for instance, and sweet talk mostly reserved for China's highly respected authoritarian leader, Xi Jinping. Over the weekend, reports circulated that Trump's speech and strategy would treat China as a competitor and call out the country's economic aggression. But only the first part made the cut. In his remarks, Trump called China and Russia rival powers that seek to challenge American influence, values, and wealth. He went on to say the United States will attempt to build a great partnership with those and other countries, but in a manner that always protects our national interest. The strategy document offered a bit more detail.